Hey guys, it's me and welcome to another edition of the vlog. We're on the third episode of Teen Wolf. And I, for one, am glad to only have to be handling 1 hour of television instead of two in this vlog. But so much happened. So just to recap, we had talked a bit about how there were going to be two villains, that it seemed apparent that it was going to be Theo and the Dread Doctors. Well, two groups since there's three Dread Doctors. And Theo continues to kind of play at but no, but I really want to help. We don't quite really know his real agenda. And then the Dread Doctors continue wreaking havoc left and right, and apparently in their quest to get rid of Scott McCall. That's all I can guess. The highlight so far of the Dread Doctors has been Deaton not knowing what the hell's going on. That's kind of funny. Everything's getting turned around on him for a change. So Tracy, poor Tracy, who we thought was turned into a werewolf, but it was pretty obvious just a few minutes into the episode that she's a Canema. Because really, what else drips venom like that? And I was screaming Canema, and while it took everyone else a while to catch up, it was pretty awesome. So this episode actually had a lot going for it. One, we finally got to see Mason getting read in on the loop, and he was just as excited as he was last week. Well, it's nice getting to see someone excited about all of this, the way that, Styles was first season, so it's kind of nice to get that bit of energy, because otherwise everybody's a bit doom and gloom right now. I also want to take a moment to talk a little bit about Scott McCall. So one, I don't think that it's very fair that last week they were all like, oh, should Scott actually be in AP Bio? And, I mean, as nice as the silent conversation between Kira and Lydia was, okay, Scott has been working for Deaton for a long time now, okay? It's long enough for Deaton to have been like, if you want to be a vet, you should be taking science classes. And they were probably the only classes Scott was doing well in were his science classes, because I'm pretty sure the one thing that Scott McCall has always wanted to be has been a vet, because it's been the thing that's made sense to him. So, the dream of going to Davis shouldn't have been a new one. This revelation that Scott's actually good at bio shouldn't have been a new one. This should have been something that's been Scott McCall's thing all the time. Like, I can get him struggling with English. I can get him struggling with chemistry, because let's face it, Lydia's the only person who I think passed, maybe Lydia and Danny, were the only people who passed Harris's class. But as far as everything else, he should be good at science. So let's just go with that. So back to the story. Some very nice things was that we had the ladies hanging out. And actually, I want to say that this was really the ladies' episode. Because even though Liam made an important discovery that, he, Brett, and Mason went off looking for Tracy's necklace that he remembered he had seen in the hole. And they realized that everybody had been buried at some point in time. It was the ladies who figured things out. Lydia was the one who figured out that Tracy was actually in a constant state of a night terror. She thought she had periods where she thought she was, where everyone thought she was awake, but she was still actually dreaming. It had been one long, prolonged night terror. So, she could be a Canema without actually realizing she was a Canema and harming people and so on and so forth. Kira busted out an amazing bit of kitsuniness. We got to see the aura, the glow as she stood up to Tracy to try to save everybody. That was really exciting and amazing. And then Malia was the one who rushed in there and actually was able to stop Tracy and knock her out. Of course, then the Dread Doctors came in and injected her and declared her case terminal and vanished into thin air. But, it was amazing, and it was wonderful to see all of these ladies working together. As a matter of fact, they were trying to teach Malia how to drive, and it was just this silly little moment, or it's the little bickery moments where, like, Kira's like, aren't we breaking into a crime scene? Isn't this illegal? And Lydia's like, yeah, it is what it is. Or, because she's following her banshiness. And so it's kind of cool watching these three gravitate towards being like besties. I like that a lot. Some other cool things. The sheriff went on a date with Natalie Martin. So if you don't know, Lyndon and Susan, the actors who play Natalie and the sheriff, they are married. They are married in real life. They're wonderful. At BiteCon, there was this moment where somebody had asked um, Susan to elaborate on what she hoped Natalie would accomplish in the next season, and she'd said that she did say that she was allowed to say that Natalie was going to be the new guidance counselor, and so she had said that she hoped she might get to have a bit of a love life and move on. And Arden, who was in on this panel, goes, I'm not allowed to say it. I can't say anything. And everyone's like, you just did. And clearly that's what it was. And so they were cute and adorable. And that made me happy. Theo keeps trying to show up, trying to help. Somebody I saw on Tumblr had posted a GIF that was like me at Theo. And there was a GIF of Al Roker doing that. And yeah, that's kind of the way I feel about Theo. Um, Really, this was kind of setting it up for bigger and badder things. I think that some of the stuff we're going to see next is we got to see more of Donovan, that kid that was like screaming at the sheriff that he was going to kill him. Well, he did it again in the middle of the sheriff's station, in front of his lawyer, in front of the sheriff, in front of the sheriff's kid, in front of like 3 deputies. I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna get a knife and I'm gonna stab you, and you're gonna know it. This is why, and you're like, okay, all right. So clearly, I think that this is some of the people that the Dread Doctors are going after now. It's designed to pull the pack apart, because obviously, if the sheriff's in danger, Styles is going to start getting mad at anyone he perceives is putting his father directly in danger. He's going to be mad about that. Just like he was mad that no one listened to him about Matt being a problem, he's going to be mad if Donovan winds up putting his father in harm's way. And one thing, annoying gum chewing girl, I don't really know her name other than the girl who apparently just lives to yank on Liam's pigtails. Um, I guess the ongoing question with her is, did Tracy actually cut her? Was that Tracy's blood or was it hers? And and it's going to be a big problem if it was if Tracy actually did manage to get her nails in her, because that girl didn't have any cuts. So it'll be interesting to see where everything's headed. So there wasn't a lot to go on for the future. A lot happened, and it was just more, we got to see the pack actually working together. And I love the scene between Parrish and the sheriff, where Parrish is like, should we just start paying him about Scott, who was going off? But it was clear that now they actually have like policies in place, and like they gave Scott a radio so that he could tell them if he found anything, which was pretty cool. I am gonna say I have a really hard time with parts of the Dread Doctors because there's all these clicky like insect-like noise, and I do not like bugs at all. Anyways, that is it. That is it, I promise, for this video. I can't wait to hear your thoughts. Please leave comments, so on and so forth. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'm going to be doing one of these videos after every single episode of Teen Wolf this season. I promise. I either film them the night of, or as you can tell by the sunlight, the morning after. Anyways, if you can, just want to leave a comment here on the video on my website. It is whitneydrake.com. I do a blog post that corresponds with each of these videos, so you can leave comments there. You can find me on the internet. I am at Whitney D. You can find me on Facebook. I am Geek Pirate Mom. I'm on Tumblr. It's Winged Chiari. That's sometimes not safe for work, but I do talk Teen Wolf stuff there, and there's an Ask Boss, so we can talk there. Anyways, and for every other social media account I have, you can find links on my website, which is, again, whitneydrake.com. Well, you guys, I can't wait to see you next week. I can't wait to see what this show is bringing, and, well, that's it. Hope you have a great week. Talk to you later. Bye.